Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Sagittarius September 11, 2022. The Sun moves into your communications sector today, jump-starting a cycle of curiosity, learning, and mental activity in your life. It's an excellent month for trying out new ideas, learning new things or developing current studies and interests, and reaching out to others to keep in touch. It's a good time to pick up interesting information and an excellent period for introducing more variety into your life. Because demands on you, and your interests, can be very diverse during this cycle, it can be challenging to work on a particular project with an exclusive focus. However, this cycle is more about discovery and branching out than specializing. Today is good for pursuing a project with real long-term potential. Getting to the heart of what you truly want and value seems to come naturally right now, making setting priorities much more straightforward. Don't be afraid to put your romantic feelings on display. After all, the moon, celestial ruler of your romantic house of love, passion, and pleasure, will shift into spontaneous Pisces and your 10th house of authority, reputation, and legacy in the world today. Falling for someone in the C-suite? Maybe this person is older than you, or a fellow colleague in your workplace. The Sun's shift into sensually driven Virgo, and your curious communication sector brings greater emphasis to themes surrounding the strategy behind your approach to love, even if it's a specific mindset that isn't serving you. What will come out of work-related conversations? Instead of with a fiery charge, you are encouraged to stop and smell the roses. Pisces season is focused on having productive, sensible conversations. Wild ideas and far-fetched conversations are a thing of the past. You can now enter your immediate work groups with a determined mindset and desire for stability. What you say in conversation could even result in gradual changes in your workplace. Be sure to share your opinions when it feels right to do so. Don't be surprised if you have bursts of inspiration today. You can expect to be especially efficient, and your imagination will conjure up all sorts of new and interesting ideas for projects. Since you are highly intuitive right now, communication will be open and congenial. You are so receptive to the thoughts of others that you are able to anticipate their needs. Not surprisingly, this makes you popular indeed. To put it mildly, you are somewhat overwhelmed with what is expected of you. There are frequent misunderstandings, especially with relatives and friends. To avoid making the tense situation worse, refrain from acting in the heat of the moment. You need a great deal of time and patience for talking things over to clear matters up. Today's the kind of day to make your own lunch and bring it to work in a brown paper bag. Then when the madness gets to be a bit much, you can take a walk to a park and eat in peace. You come under intense scrutiny and react badly to criticism you might receive from people you care about most. Emotional outbursts lead you to say things you later regret. It is probably best if you try and remove yourself from any tense situation to a quiet place where you're able to reflect on how you feel. You might surprise others with your frank words. Sometimes you are shy and tactful, almost painfully polite. But right now you might not care what other people think about you. You could feel stirred up by something that is happening in your professional environment. You might want to put your foot down and to rebel a little. Your passionate views and fiery energy could inspire others to make some improvements. Expect to feel more outgoing and enthusiastic today. It's not unusual to wake up with a smile on your face and full of energy when there's a vibration in the air. It adds to your creativity, ingenuity, and ability to really enjoy things as they happen. If you enjoy creative activities such as painting, writing, or crafting, this is an excellent time to explore more of what you can express in this way. You are sure to enjoy every minute. Before leaving your income sector today, the moon will align with the dwarf planet Eris, the warrior planet of the cosmos, as it does with every monthly visit. This will ensure that the moon not only leaves you with a sharp nose for money but with the drive to fight for what you deserve fueled. With Venus, the planet of money, just 3 days away from your income sector, and Jupiter, the planet of luck and expansion, returning a week later. The timing couldn't be better. Within hours of Mercury, the planet of communications, departure from your communications sector today, the moon not only returns but begins the lead up to an eclipsing new moon. This will make sure that while Mercury leaves today, the communication support is still strong, and this is something that your relationships will benefit from. Our eyes in the sky. The moon in Pisces opposes Venus this morning, and our minds and hearts will be sharp and moving quickly. We'll have an opportunity to heal through socialization and casual conversation. However, Mercury's retrograde, which begins today, can throw a wrench into these healing vibes if we forget to be good listeners. Remember that social interactions should be about giving and receiving. After you've said your piece, be sure to stick around and listen to the people you encounter today. You'll need to be discerning when it comes to your conversations. Make sure you don't end up in the role of therapist for someone who lays all their problems on you then bails before you have a chance to talk about yours. The energy lightens up a bit in the afternoon, giving you a chance to mentally engage with the things you find interesting. Do some light research or reading if you have some free time. As we head into the evening, try to surround yourself with people who lift you up. Communication will be easy, and it can help you alleviate stress. When the moon is in Pisces, mental stimulation can make it hard to fall asleep, so stay away from screens for an hour before bedtime, and enjoy a cup of herbal tea to help you unwind before heading off to dreamland. In the early morning and evening, the moon forms square aspects to Mars and Venus, respectively, bringing an abundance of healing energy. Use this time to reconnect with yourself and the things you desire most. We might take our frustrations out on those who we are closest to because we assume our loved ones have the bandwidth to hold space for even our most irrational feelings. Be mindful that we are at the mercy of our passions now, and our behavior can hurt others if we are not careful. In the morning, the Pisces moon opposes Venus in Virgo, starting off the day on a sensitive note. Our emotional and romantic needs are at odds, making it difficult for us to communicate what we want. However, we are also frustrated when others fail to read our minds. We might be harboring an idealistic fantasy of our relationships while at the same time negotiating conflicts in a hypercritical way. It may be better now to take a break from social engagements and instead do something healthy or creative for your body and mind, like listening to your favorite music or relaxing with a good book. The cosmic weather is then quiet until the late afternoon, when the moon squares off with Mars in Gemini, exacerbating our moodiness. We find ourselves annoyed and irritated, especially in our intimate relationships. It is probable that we are still not communicating our needs, but now we are lashing out and making the other party feel like they have been insensitive. Our feelings are hurt, but it is we who have injured ourselves, not the other person. Try to take ownership of your emotions instead of casting blame.